Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 44. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report, where once again it is time to have a look back and see what the Forex market actually threw at us. And obviously, this particular week is no different than so many other weeks, but it was a reasonable great week. Last week, it basically showed us that pretty much all the Forex market, everything went dead. Profits was extremely low, and it's been like that through the entire month of October here. 1 week it's up, next week it's actually down. Now the good part is that you're going to see exactly how the entire month went, because we are now in the first part of November. That means we have put all the numbers together for the month of October, and those are the numbers you're going to see today. But there's still a chance, of course. You can follow also the weekly results on our website. Everything has been updated over the weekend, so if you want to have some more concrete decisions on what exactly happened just last week, then you can go there. Otherwise, these are the monthly numbers. They will also provide you a bit of better indication of which currency pairs is the ones that you should actually be looking at trading at the moment with your EAs, especially on our grid robots here. A lot of trending has actually been taking place, but at the same time, other ones have done extremely well, and that's what this video is all about here today. But we're also going to have a look at Expert4x. They have also come out with new videos. We're going to go through it and explain a bit about it, what that is all about. And don't forget, our copy link service is very much running. We're going to have a look at some of the best numbers and also some of the ones that hasn't actually done so well for this particular week or in the last 8 weeks, as that is as far back as we normally track some of these items. So let's get into it. Let's see exactly how the month of October went. So now that we are doing the monthly reporting this time for October, then the top 5 EAs in here is basically showing where we're supposed to be on a monthly basis. We normally say around 8 to 10%. And having a quick look over this, you can actually see that we have done so much better. But also having a look at the Japanese currency pairs, they are pretty much taking up all the space for this particular month in here. There has been some good movements, as I mentioned. Some have actually only gone in one direction, but some of the EAs have still been able to basically get something out of it. And that's the reason why we keep the Japanese yen in here, because it is good. You just have to get the right grid size involved. So Great British Pounds, Japanese coming in at $159 or 15.9% is great, because it's followed by the Swiss francs Japanese with $135 and 13.5%. And then it slowly but surely goes down, but still Aussie Japanese in here with $103 and 10.3% makes up the entire portfolio of the Japanese yen with $613 or 12.3%, and we are very, very happy with that results for the month. We can see that the smooth curve that we have in here from time to time, it slows down, then it speeds up again, and we can see lately it has been taking on some acceleration. Floating profit or loss is around 15,000. That has stabilized for a while now. Close profits past 45,000, and then total returns more than 22%. Monthly returns is 1 or 10% if we then convert it over to a $1,000 accounts. Don't forget, we have 22 accounts of basically $1,000. It can be traded as such. Weekly returns is still around the 2.5% with trade wins of 69. And then we have more than 80,000 pips in here with about 11.9 trades per day. And now also a history of more than 800 days in here. So that is again a testament to that grid trading can actually work over long periods of time, as long as you are doing it the right way. We can again see the numbers are here. And for the month of October, we made 1,382 in the portfolio itself, which is a lot better. We have to go all the way back to the month of June in order to see something. Don't forget that in the summertime we had that big slowdown I was talking about for a couple of months. Now it's good to see that everything is actually accelerating again. 1,382, that is a good level. You can see even what we had over last year, 2024, October, November, was very good. But then since December, as we have made some changes to make sure the accounts doesn't blow here anymore, or at least not so frequently, then it looks like the new level of around 13 to 1500. That's where we want to be. The RSI Liberator is also doing extremely well. And again, here, there's a lot of Japanese currency pairs in here. Swiss francs Japanese is on top with $194, 19.4%. So that is definitely out of this world. Great British Pounds CAD, $144, 14.4%. And then again, it drops quickly down to the US Japanese, $106, 10.6%. And overall, this portfolio also tracks very well and well above what we expected it. $673 for the 5 $1,000 accounts, made 13.5%. And that is definitely great in our book. Again, also in here for the RSI, it runs really well. We have floating profit of loss about 16,900, and we are in the monthly printing phase with that particular one too. Monthly returns is a bit lower. It definitely took a hit here in the summertime, down at 8% or 2% per week on $1,000 accounts. Trade wins is still good, 66.9. However, it is on the low side. Pips 45,000, trades per day 13. And also here we have a history of 573 days, so plenty of details and information. And you'll also notice here, monthly returns is great, 1,285. Again, we have to go back to the month of June to see anything better. Compare it to May, and we are still on top. So we are very happy with this results. Now the Hedge EA had some trouble definitely in the past, and it continues to have that. It actually ran into trouble when it came in April, where we had some huge movements, but it's still cashing in quite nicely. Great British Pounds, Swiss francs at $100 or 10%. And then we have Euro AUD, $83, 8.3%. It drops down to the lower of the top 5 with New Zealand Swiss francs at $60, 6%. And overall, this particular portfolio comes in just a bit below where we would like to be, $375, 7.5%. It is good, but obviously not good enough compared to some of the other EAs I just showed you. The entire portfolio of this one here stands with 16, and again we are trading it on $1,000 accounts. Monthly returns is down 9%, weekly still around the 2%. Trade wins, however, is a bit higher than the other ones, 71%. Trades per day is a bit lower, 10.8, and then we have a history of 286 days, and we are contemplating on maybe setting up a new $1,000 accounts on this particular one, all the way from scratch. In the meantime, let's go and have a look and see the monthly returns. 720 for the entire portfolio here of 16 EAs. That is still better than last month's with 705. And again, we have to go back. The month of June was the better one in here. And again, it pretty much lined up with the month of May. So we are happy that it's still cashing in, even though it's been in heaps of trouble over the past many months. The grid trader for October, the numbers are really high in here. We have the Swiss francs Japanese at the top here with 341. So we've seen some great movements in here. 34%, point the little one. Then we have the Great British Pounds CAD, $203, 20%. And then it runs all the way down here to the Euro USD, $108, 10.8%. And then overall for that particular portfolio is obviously the highest we have seen, $1,013, 20.3%. And that's, of course, again, why this one won in the last head-to-head of all the EAs that we actually have. Now the numbers look like this. And again, it is not as clean cut as you've seen the other ones because it does work slightly different, but it's still going quite well. It has a lower floating profit and loss. It was actually getting quite high last week. Now it looks like again here this morning when we are shooting the video, all the drawdowns are coming down quite significantly. So that is very good news. Monthly return, however, overall for the entire portfolio still doesn't look good. Only 6.2%, which is definitely not where we expected it to be. Weekly returns of 1.4. Trade wins are high with 73%, so that is the highest that we have. Trades per day around 14, and now a history of 262 days in here. And if we have a look, we can see that it has done extremely well for the month of October. It's the second highest level we have, $1,501, only surpassed by the month of May. And again, that was part of when we set it up, end of April, and then we had all the volatility for the tariffs in here. So that is why that one is so high. So having this particular one in October at 1,500, that is definitely where we want to be, and we are still impressed with this one, even though it's not all the EAs that are pulling their weight. Now I have also released a new video in here, and that is one of the beta tests that I mentioned in my prior news report. So again, this is a EA coming from Expert4x. It's a multiple EA and a MACD indicators. They have basically been combined, and we've been beta testing that for a couple of weeks. I did this particular video in here, and this was based on some back testing. And again, this is US compliant. That means that it only opens one trade at a time. It has a stop loss, it has a take profit. So that's all what you need. And that also means that you will have a lot less drawdown versus what you have seen on the other grid trading EAs in here. It looked very good. It looked like it could actually more than double the account in roughly 6 or 7 months. And we were testing something even better, but now that the testing period is over, we have to wait for Expert4x to come out with the new EA. Maybe there are some adjustments, modifications to it, and then of course we will let you know in the future how that actually goes. In the meantime, let's go and have a look at the lucky trader for the month of October. Also, that one does well. We have a crazy number coming out from the Great British Pounds CAD. That really cashed in for the month, $278, 27.8%. And then the rest of them actually was a bit on the lower side, so a bit disappointing, with the Euro Swiss francs only coming in at $77, 7.7%. And then it actually drops from there, a total of $549 for that portfolio. Creates an overall 11%, but it's all carried by the Great British Pounds CAD currency pair in here. So normally this one runs right well. You can see it's quite smooth, and we normally have a monthly returns around 9% or 2% on a weekly basis. And then we have trade wins of 69.4. So the lucky trader seems to be working quite nicely. 37,960 pips, trades per day is around 12. And now we have a history of exactly 1 year, 365 days. If we go and have a look and see, we can see it is a bit on the disappointing side, because we are not reaching the same level as we did in September. We managed only 860, and compared again to what we had in June, 1288. But if we look at May, then we are pretty much at the same level in here, slightly over the month of May, and that's what all the other EAs actually also showed us. So maybe it's not so bad after all. Now I promised you also we're going to have a look at Alex and Expert4x videos. One of the ones in here is actually how to create portfolios in FX Blue, and this is what we show you every single week. Portfolios of 16, 20 or 22 different ones. We are setting all the accounts, we are bunching them up into one place. And this particular video here from Alex shows you how you do that step by step, where you are linking up the individual accounts to FX Blue. Once you have set all your accounts up, you basically put them in one big portfolio. You can create different names. You can actually create multiple portfolios in here using some or all of the accounts that you have. You can mix them up exactly the way you want, and that gives a very good overview. Instead of going in, having a look at your MT4 platform itself, you use FX Blue. It is for free. It is a bit complicated the first time if you never tried this before. After that, it is pretty easy, and it is the way we always have a look and see how healthy our trading is. So definitely a video worth having a look at. I'll make sure that the video description and link is in the video here below. Now we also have to cover the copy link service, and once again I've gone in and said floating profit or loss. I don't want to see any links above the 300. You can see there's a few at the bottom here. They are actually coming close because the drawdown sort of raised on most of the accounts end of the week. Then we have total dollars, negative weeks in the last 8 weeks. We don't want to see anything over 300, and that has been difficult. That's also why you see so few accounts in here, but it's looking good. We have taken the return on total drawdown away, so you can see instead of just 100%, you will only have a few in here. We have taken even the minuses, so we haven't made a prior selection of it. Again, this is the reason not for the balance, but this is actually equity that is being measured. So when you have a higher drawdown, as we have gotten, then also return on total drawdown, that will actually expand. That doesn't mean necessarily you are losing money because the trades haven't been closed yet. And then we go in and going high to low. And from in here, we can see some of the accounts on the, and again, this is not the balance side, this is on the equity side. That has basically dropped 10%, 8.6 in here. And then we are starting off from number 16. So that's link 179C. It only made 3% for the last 8 weeks, 4, 6, 9, 10. And then it actually goes all the way up to 186C, and that is 25%. So it's all looking good. You can see over here account size required. Some of them are 1,000, other ones are 300. So again, if you have a 300 one, and for this particular one in here, you made 12% with very low drawdowns. So that is definitely the right way forward, only minus 49. So that looks pretty okay. And you can see, even though the return on total drawdowns is 71, it is definitely also a signal that you should have a closer look at. So we believe October was pretty good for us, not only on the demo testing for all our IT and Black Bull accounts in here, which then also links straight to the copy link service. It is the same settings we use on the coupling service on our demo trading, and then they also carried over to our own real live accounts, real live money here. So it is a good month overall for all the EAs. Obviously, some are always doing a bit better than others, but we are very happy with what we are seeing here at the moment. And if you have any other comments that you would like to add for this month review in here, please do so. Otherwise, please give us also a thumbs up. That will help us in the future when we are then motivated to make more videos for you about our progress, what EAs to use, and exactly what kind of profits you should expect. Otherwise, I hope to see you on one of my other videos very soon. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way, you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.